Nahi satyat paro. Truth is supreme. Media permeates almost all walks of life, some to near saturation. Media is essentially a delivery system. Hence, like any technology, it is largely value neutral. But what comes riding on it? News, entertainment, information, analysis are loaded with values. It is here that the truth is often distorted or gets lost. In this game, Hindus have been much more sinned against than sinning. Hence, the Hindu Media Forum, to reclaim this space for Hindus.
Dharma is very simple. There's nothing complex about it. It is the fundamental characteristic of something or somebody. That is dharma. The dharma of the sun is to shine. The day the sun stops shining, there will be chaos in the cosmos. When, as an outsider, when I look at the Indian media, I keep asking myself, my goodness, what will happen to Hinduism 100 years down the line? So this is the kind of responsibility and role that we people of the media need to have to be able to change mindset, to change the attitude of people, to see us as individuals in our own rights. When one masjid is being assaulted or something wrong happening to it, the national media will make it as a national issue. When Hindus would be killed, murdered, temples will be destroyed, and if anybody stands up to this, he is a communist, he is fundamentalist, an extremist, or why not even a terrorist. This should stop. To change that mentality, right, to make people understand that Hindus have the same right as minorities, and that paradox should stop once for all.
If Hindus don't talk about themselves, if we don't come together and talk about ourselves and the things that are happening to us, to our sisters in Pakistan and Bangladesh, Al Jazeera and all the Christian and the Jewish channel networks are not going to do the job for us. We have to do it for ourselves. When I read history, there are 100 million Hindus who have disappeared in the last few hundred years. No one knows where they are. No one talks about it. We've got to talk about it.
I don't think we have a free media. I feel that it is a very skewed media, because these communities have an exclusive mindset, if these communities have an intolerant mindset, if these communities are saying that, look, my way or the highway, then certainly there's a problem there.
Coming and launching and saying you're different, you're a Hindu radio station, a Hindu media house. What does it mean to be a Hindu media house?
Media is media. But when Hindus from across the globe get together to understand its processes, to use such an understanding for the larger good of their own society stroke community, they call such an event Hindu Media Conference.
More than 22 million Americans and 2 million Canadians practice yoga. A senior Newsweek editor wrote a provocative editorial recently titled, "We Are All Hindus Now." She reported that 33% of Americans cremate their dead, 25% believe in reincarnation, and fully 65% believe that other spiritual paths are valid.
Mass media is going through some huge convergence. We are not there yet in terms of a total change, but the direction, the speed, the scale, the scope of this change today forces us to look at what lies ahead in a more serious, analytical way.
मीडिया कोई ऐसी एंटिटी नहीं है जो समाज से बाहर होती है, समाज के पावर स्ट्रक्चर को रिफ्लेक्ट करती है.
This business, this whole art form is no longer about information and broadcasting. As long as the government of India does not rename this as the Ministry of Media, they will not be on track. Because that is the basic problem. every minister makes the foolish mistake of sitting in Shastri Bhavan and monitoring TV channels news. They will get nowhere. India is punching far below the weight.
I would like to assure Kiran Ramsahai, who was so worried about next 75 to 100 years, what's going to happen to the Hindu Dharma. I can assure you that if we use data correctly, that can be a single biggest leverage to build what Amit ji calls as engagement with youth, engagement with the global Hindu fraternity, and that is going to be a Brahmastra actually.
People were talking about Hinduism, people were talking about Hindutva, but they didn't have a platform. I think we are not taking social media very seriously. It should be taken as much priority as possible. It can do wonders. Not just volunteers, whole generation can be transformed.
For the first time ever, there was a space created. You could create a space for dissenting and or alternate voices which had no outlet in the mainstream media. By blogging, they changed all that in one stroke by individuals taking charge of public discourse. Instead of being mere recipients, you could also react, you could also respond, and you could also counter. And that power was put in the hand of every individual. All you need to do, just set up a blog, start writing.
Most of the foreign media houses get their news feed and philosophical guidance from India, Bharatiya media houses. So it's a very shameful and disappointing, the work Bharatiya media houses, some of them are doing. They are misguiding the foreign media houses also.
How do we take our fight to the Abrahamics? They are maligning our gods, our ways of life, picking up shlokas from our scriptures and confusing our children. Now with this kind of mindset, how do we nail the mainstream media which is out and out destroying Hinduism?
We are not Hindus because there are Muslims who are doing it. We are Hindus because our religion is very good. Okay, so if we can spread that positive knowledge through social media to everybody, all these things will be taken care of.
दुष्ट के साथ दुष्टता का ही व्यवहार करना चाहिए.
On the internet, there is no national boundary, there is no national defense. Media has grown turn by turn, but because of the way India is, and India always seems to be different. I think it's, if not the only country, it's one of the only countries in the world where pretty much all the media is growing.
The biggest problem I am seeing in the new generation of filmmakers today is, first thing, they are not aware of the culture. Second thing, they are not aware of the Indian literature. The third problem is they are only watching cinema and trying to make the cinema the same way as Westerners do. Our richest, the strongest strength in our mind and in our culture, in the world we have, is an amazing philosophy called Hinduism.
And I'm really proud to be here and to see the spirit of the national spirit. I can see that. That is in you. I am charged. At this age of 58, I'm charged, retired but not tired, signing off. Thank you so much and Jai Hind.
Are some of the values we are getting from the media we consume most, and it is not the news media. It is not the news media often that shapes our ideology, the worldview, the way we think, what we like or what we dislike. It is very often the entertainment media, the glitzy media, that is not supposedly telling or teaching you anything, but you imbibe things from there.
Hindu Media Forum addressed not only the news, but also the entertainment. Not just the technology, but also the commerce. Not just the mainstream media, but also the social media. Not just the present drift, but also the future trends.